we were talking about Kamala, and he's bringing up some points as to how they're going to attack her and how they're going to approach it, and it's going to be delicate for the people running. Although the Trumps and the people of that world, they're not going to give a shit at some point. When they feel like they're getting beat, they're just going to throw out everything. But this is what's his name? Kennedy. He was on with Neil Cavuto the other day, and Neil Cavuto, you could tell even kind of the professional Fox people are listening. John Kennedy was speaking to and says, dude,
I agree.
I mean, if you think this is the approach, I'm not sure it is. And John Kennedy is 100%.
He's like, if you're in your feelings about
let's watch this clip because it was kind of weird.
We should have a law that says you can have an abortion at any point, no questions asked, even up until the moment.
Which again, this is just not true. And the funny part is they're convincing people like Get Right Outdoors. You've already got Get Right's vote. It doesn't matter.
And they're not convincing anyone. The only
you think you're convincing women to vote for you by saying this?
Because it's stupid and it's ridiculous. And even the MAGA don't believe that, but they just have to keep on the MAGA train because that's the fucking stupidest thing I've ever heard.
When you say MAGA, the MAGA politicians or the MAGA voters?
The MAGA voters. They
I don't know. I think they believe pretty much anything they're told. You think
you cannot abort a baby after it's born? That's murder. Like no one is like you have to be brainless. Like I'm not saying one or two may not be saying that, but I think it's just one of those talking points that they just don't care. Half the shit that they say, they don't fucking care. They just repeat it. They know that no one's giving birth to. Donald Trump said that after the baby is born that they're aborting it. How is that not murder? So just to put the hospital and the police, they're just saying, okay, yeah, let's take care of that. Like, so we're just like, come on.
Well, no, I'm going to challenge your premise a little bit when we get to the MAGA is weird part of this, because I have a clip of somebody, and I want you to convince me that this woman does not believe it. But let's get back to this. Let's get back to this one.
A birth, I think, for most Americans is a loon wing position. That's just my opinion, and but that's also what the
just to make it, you're absolutely fair game to make it. I'm just wondering how you think that will resonate with women when she is called nasty and crazy and a ding dong and all, and disrespectful between you and the president, what has been said about her. I'm just wondering, do you worry how that comes across? And maybe you draw no distinction between a female candidate and a male one, then that's fair game. But that this could hurt you with female voters with these type of comments.
Well, let me say it again.
Sure.
The
voice is fucking annoying, by the way.
His face is annoying, and so are his false teeth. But I digress.
I don't care about her gender, Neil. Maybe you do, but I don't. I don't care about her race. I care about her.
Then why call her a ding dong? And
I'm telling you what the polling shows. I'm telling you what the polling shows.
What polling is he talking about?
And I'll be glad to sit down with you and walk you through the polls.
Please do, because I never know when it's constructive to call people names. Senator, on the left or the right.
But I'm sorry that it hurts your feelings, but let me say it again.
Senator, you keep bringing it back to my feelings. My feelings matter a little. All I'm telling you is if you think you can gain this November calling people names, I don't know how far that goes, left or right, but we'll see. It's still early, to your point.
Your feelings seem to me like they matter to you a lot, Neil, and I'm trying to be objective here. Let me say it again.
Are you really being objective, Senator? I just think you've got a bash-a-thon, a name calling at her. If you call that being objective, I don't know. But, Senator, I do want to thank you for coming.
Well, thank you for having me, Neil. I hope you have a better day.
Yeah, so do I. Hope you have a better day.
I'll say, I think he's an attorney. I think he actually went to law school. First of all, I do want to, Neil Cavuto did a nice job there, pushing back on this ridiculousness. But again, this idea, name calling on both sides. Your network promotes a guy for over 8 years who makes up little goofy, immature nicknames for every single person he's talking about. This is not a both sides thing. Yeah, we're going through the whole weird thing right now. We'll get into that in a little bit, but you know, I don't get it. I don't know, Lana.
I don't have anything to say about that. It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. I don't know what to say about it. It's just dumb. And it's interesting again, because with Hillary, they insulted her a little differently.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is how they attack Kamala it's distinct.
Yeah.
She's stupid because they have to call her ding dong. They have to call her all these things because apparently she's a DEI hire, and most people don't even know what a DEI hire is.
I asked somebody the other day, tell me your definition of that DEI. And they couldn't.
No, because they don't know what the hell DEI is. They just know that it's someone Black who shouldn't be where they are. That's what they think, because on its face, a white man, you're never going to question whether he should be where he is because he's a white man. It's like by default, people just think Trump should be where he is, although he's an idiot. He can't complete his sentences. He has yet to talk about a policy other than sharks, electricity. I like to shower with the lather in my hair. They're taking your water. They're making everything electric. Planes are going to fall from the sky. The economy is bad. Border is bad. Boo. That's what he talks about. Kamala had a rally in Georgia. The whole time she talked about lowering the cost of childcare, capping rent, some type of rent control. She talked about prescription caps for not just seniors, but for all Americans. And on and on and on. Policy, 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 policy. So she was able to go up against Trump, outline him being a sexual assaulter, rapist, there's 34 counts, his fraud. She could outline all that, prosecute that case, and then go into her policy. She can do it all and not even mess up her sentences and talk about boats and cats and dogs and electricity and whatever the hell else he talks about.
Yep, there's absolutely no question. And again, that is going to be, we have less than 100 days until the election at this point. And how do you see Kamala from this point on screwing up? And how do you see Donald Trump, getting people to go, oh, that's what he's going to do for America. It's not really about boats and sharks and windmills and whatever the fuck he talks about. I just don't see it. And, you definitely, sometimes you just have a feeling. And this feeling, a lot of people on the MAGA side could relate to, because there was a point in 2015 where people were saying, there is a movement here that you people are not seeing. You don't understand. People are mad. People are angry. I am seeing more Trump stuff up. I am seeing, and he's going to win. And people are like, you're crazy. There's no way. This, to me, what I'm seeing right now has a feeling of, I cannot see this woman losing. Now, I'm not saying that she can't, but I'm just saying this soon into her campaign, where she has gained as much momentum as anybody I have seen. Look at the polling. She is showing leads in every swing state in some pollings, where Joe Biden was showing none, which again, we certainly are not bashing Joe Biden, because I love the man. And I still think it's ridiculous that he was behind Donald Trump, whether he could speak full sentences or not. It is insane to me that anybody would vote for Donald Trump, period. But, anybody over Joe Biden. But she has this momentum that just seems at this point unstoppable. And I'm not really sure what could possibly stop it at this point. For me, and seeing it, it's just going to get better and better for her.
Yeah, she's going to raise more and more money, because with that amount of money, how can you lose? They're able to get ground games and challenge him in states that are like, teeter-tottering, like North Carolina.
Yeah.
Go into North Carolina where they got enough money to try some things, right? To try in some states, at least give him some competition, make him spend more money in those states too.
Yeah.
Like, she can do it. She can run these ads. They have so many volunteers. I think they were saying, like, in Georgia alone, it was like 7,600 new people who were trying to volunteer. Like, it's insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's people want to help. And you're right. There is a momentum right now that it's palpable.
Yeah.
And it's not going to go. There's nothing she can do. She's just going to get better and better at prosecuting him, and he's not going to show up for that debate. Like I said, he's not going to do that debate.
Yeah, I still think if he gets behind, he might feel like he has to, because he is the kind of person that thinks that he'll take control. Of course, he had opportunities too to testify in his court cases, in ones that, I'm sure some of his attorneys told him this could be an issue. Maybe they were scared to tell him, but he had opportunities also too to testify in these court cases. He didn't do it. So will he? I still say he will, only because you already see Kamala. They're calling him chicken. They're goading him. They're already saying, she's already saying, she's already said, I'm going to be there. If he wants to come, he can come, but she is showing up regardless.
Yeah.
And that's a bad look.
Yeah. He's damned if he does, damned if he doesn't, damned if he does, because he's afraid, and he should be afraid, because she's going to make him look like the clown that he is.
Absolutely. 100%.
In front of everyone. So that's what gives me the pause of him not, even she may be there and he just may not, because he's trying to spin that thing like she's not really worth it. You know who I am already. I don't have to prove anything to anybody. Like, he's doing that thing. So yeah, I hope, you know what? It don't matter, because if he doesn't show up, we'll let her talk and blast him the whole time and have all the memes of him looking like a clown. If he shows up, it's even better.
There's absolutely no question. He has put himself in a no-win situation, and the tides have changed dramatically. So he is going to be the one scrambling. This is a position that, it was different in 2020 against Joe Biden. It was kind of a nail biter. You were like, is Biden going to win? But you would see all the polls and Biden was leading, and you were getting this good feeling that he was going to win. So I had a good feeling that Biden was going to win just based on the polling. I feel, believe it or not, right now, better that Kamala is going to win. I really do. I mean, I just don't see how this momentum goes away. But like you said, Lana, there's there's going to be a lot of strategy. I also do like the strategy. Like, you saw the voters that Hillary didn't have coming out for her back then. So you have all these different individual factions now coming out saying, there was one last night, the white dudes for Kamala. There was it started with black women for Kamala. There was a black men for Kamala. I see one that George Lopez, I think, is getting ready to try to start, Latinos for Kamala. And, they're generating excitement. And with that excitement also comes messaging as to what exactly and why you should vote for her. Unlike Donald Trump, who has no messaging,